Am I the a-hole for refusing to cover my scar and wearing a bikini as it triggered my friend? I, 24 female, had a cancer scare a few years back and had a biopsy done on my upper leg. The scar has faded now, but it is still fairly noticeable and about 7 centimeters long. Thankfully, it was only a scare and nothing came of it. For a while I was insecure about it and stopped wearing skirts or tight leggings where you could see the outline of the scar. But now that I'm accepted it's going to be there, I started to wear whatever and realized nobody cares about it apart from the odd question. We went to the beach yesterday as a friend group and I wore a bikini. I was excited to get a 10 and my friend Anna brought her other friend Dana, 25 female. I have met her before but don't know her very well. However, I do know she started a fundraiser for her mom who is fighting cancer right now. Dana's family situation is quite difficult as her dad passed away recently and her mom has stage 4 and Dana is juggling a lot. I came earlier than Anna and Dana, so I was already in my bikini when they joined us and Dana was nice to me and asked about my new job. Then Anna went to say hi to the others and Dana mentioned my scar and recognized it was a biopsy. She asked if I could wear a beach cover-up and it was triggering to her and insensitive of me as I know her mom is going through it right now. I said no, I'm here to get a 10 and the cover-up will ruin that, and Dana didn't say anything but didn't talk to me for the rest of the day. Today Anna texted me telling me Dana told her what happened and while she agrees Dana's comment was weird, I should have given her a free pass as she is not in the best place mentally right now. I said it was really weird and no I wouldn't. I genuinely don't think I am in the wrong and think she's being really weird about this situation. Obviously, if I am in the wrong, I will apologize. Am I the a-hole for choosing a concert over my best friend's wedding? My 26 female best friend 26 female Jessie is getting married on July 13th in Albania. We both live in Albania. The issue is that on July 13th my fiancé and I have booked tickets for the Eras tour in Milan almost 1 year in advance, or else they'd sell out. We also had to book hotels, flights, etc. because we'll stay there for 4 days. Jessie knew that I booked tickets on that date. She hadn't booked her wedding yet. She got engaged in November and booked her wedding date last month. She had told everyone she'd get married during summer, but she never said the exact date up to this point when many people kept asking her so they can know their plans. I booked the tickets this past summer when the tour dates were announced. When she told me the date, I told her she can't be serious. She was like, why? I reminded her I have the concert and the trip on those dates. And she told me, okay, then cancel it obviously. I told her sorry, I can't. I can't cancel the hotel, plane tickets, and concert tickets. I'll have to pay a high fee to cancel all that and I don't think I can even cancel the concert tickets. I reminded her it's something I planned a year in advance and she knew. And she straight up told me that yes, she knew. But she didn't care because as a friend she'd expect me to do the right thing and drop everything for her wedding. I told her I'm not canceling my plans for something you knew a year in advance I'd do. She accused me of being tough basically for putting a trip and a concert over her wedding. She won't speak to me now unless I send her proof that I'm canceling everything to attend her wedding. Am I the a-hole for making my wife pay me for something she gave away? My wife has a bad habit of giving away or lending out things that don't belong to her. I've lost count of how many times I go to look for something of mine only for her to say she lent it to somebody. She also takes forever to get the item back. She once lent my stuff to a coworker and refused to ask for it back for a month. And I'll never forget the day my usually quiet, reserved son snapped at her for trying to give away his Nintendo Switch. If I wasn't also fed up with her behavior, I would have washed his mouth out with soap. I've had countless talks with her, but she continues to do this. My son and I have resorted to locking up anything we didn't want touched, which is something we shouldn't have to do in our own home. Last week, I won a $300 tent in a raffle. I had no plans on using it, so I was selling it. When I found a beer and went to look for it, I couldn't find it. When I asked my wife, she said she gave it to a friend of ours. I got mad at her and said she had no right to give it away. Her defense was since I didn't spend money on it and was I planning on using it, it made sense to give it away for free. I told her that wasn't her decision to make, but she just kept repeating herself. I had enough of this and said she's either going to pay me herself or get the money from who she gave it to. And if she didn't, I'd get law enforcement involved. Since she rather die than ask a friend for money she paid me out of her own pocket. This issue eventually got around to her family. While they did say she should have talked to me first, they also reprimanded me for asking for payment. They reasoned that since I didn't actually buy the tent, I didn't lose any money and it went to a friend who could actually put it to good use. I got several texts saying I should be ashamed for extorting my wife for money. I think I have every right to want to be paid for something of mine that was taken, but everyone keeps emphasizing the fact that I didn't technically buy the tent and didn't want it. So I have nothing to be upset about. Am I the a-hole for faking my giving birth? Note, I posted this on Am I the a-hole, but it got deleted for breaking the rules. My fault. I got many messages asking for upload and this site seems right. I also didn't get a judgment on the previous post. I'll keep this as short as possible. I 25 female am pregnant with the baby due in a couple of days. My husband 25 male promised that he would be the one to drive me to the hospital and that he will be glued to the phone until birth. He works only 10 minutes from our home and his boss agreed to let him go when the birth happens. The problem is my mother-in-law. My husband and her have an unhealthily strong bond and she is overly involved in our relationship, which has caused many issues in the past. She requires his attention every day. She has suggested moving in with us ever since I became pregnant. She also has emergencies whenever we have anniversaries, important occasions like my birthday, etc. As the date is approaching, I became increasingly worried that his mother will have an emergency during birth and I will have trouble getting to the hospital or will be forced to be alone during. I voiced my concerns and it caused fights between me and them. I even suggested asking my BSF to drive me and keep me company as I'm scared of giving birth, but it was shot down with "How can't you trust your own husband?" So I'm not proud of it. But I faked giving birth yesterday. I called my hubby at work, told him it started. He said he will be right there. After half an hour, I called him to ask where he was and he didn't answer. After almost an hour, he called me to say he is at the hospital with his mom because, guess what? She is having a medical emergency. Apparently, he called her to tell her I am giving birth and she got a heart attack from excitement. He said he will have to miss my birth and actually asked me to call my friend to drive me and stay with me. I admit, I was very angry and heartbroken, so I told him I wasn't actually giving birth and that it was a test that showed me how he would actually behave versus what he said he would do, and that it proved he would always care for his mother more than for his own wife. He was very angry and even blamed me for his mother's heart attack in that moment. His mom, of course, didn't have a heart attack, but a false alarm. I felt very justified, but now that we talked, I feel guilty. He said he feels manipulated and gaslighted. That just because his mother lied about the emergency doesn't mean I should lie to him. He said that marriage is built on trust, so I have to trust him instead of lying to him to prove a point. He even said that he didn't choose his mother over me but chose a bigger emergency and that he knew I could handle getting to the hospital, but his mother needed him more and that a heart attack is more serious. I pointed out she lied, but he said he couldn't have known that and that I was just as bad for lying. I feel like I'm going crazy. Edit. Just because I don't want to be misunderstood. I did what I did because I am terrified to give birth alone. My friend would have to ask for a day off in advance, so she'd have to know that she is needed before I actually get contractions. My mom died in childbirth, and I don't want to be alone during the scariest moment of my life. Even if I am I think this gave me the push I needed to get my ducks in a row, and my friend already asked for a couple days off to be there when I need it. I'm just so scared. Edit 2. To answer a common question. Why did you marry him? Wasn't he putting his mom first from the beginning? I suppose it is a fair question, but it was never that bad. Well, now it is so. But when we first started, it was lovely. His mother was barely a footnote in our relationship because we were at uni and far away. I suppose my greatest mistake was agreeing to move into his town versus moving into mine. I come from a town on an opposite side of the country. Our uni was in the middle, so to speak, and his mom, well, nosy and controlling, was far away and very easy to write off. When we got married, we moved into his town for logistic reasons. He already had a job lined up in his town. I didn't. We have been living here for 1.5 years, and it has gotten progressively worse until now. When he isn't in contact with her, he's a good partner, but when you add her into equation, he becomes a different person. Even his friends see it and ask me about it. Like and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching.